ahead and get started. Okay. Hello, everyone. Uh, we are gathered here at Awesome Middle School, and this is our first session of the kind of the social group for this for your class. And keep in mind that everything that we do and discuss in this group is confidential. That means it stays in this group and we don't talk about it with other people. The only exception, though, is if you guys tell me that you're going to hurt yourself or hurt somebody else, then of course I will have to do something about it. Okay? All right. So let's actually start by getting to know one another. Okay? So we're going to go around and we are going to say our name, what grade we're in, and also if you were stranded on a tropical island, what are three things you would like to have with you? Okay, and why? So I'll give you a moment to think about that. So everyone's good. Okay. Let's go ahead and start with you.
Okay. My name is Isaac. I am in the 8th grade. And if I were stranded on a tropical island and I could only bring three things, I would bring a knife, a tinderbox, and a blanket.
Next.
I'm Cheyenne, and I'm in 7th grade. And three things I would bring are my cell phone, my clothes, and my iPod.
Next.
I'm Christine. I'm in 7th grade. And if I was stranded on an island, I would bring my cell phone, Sour Patch Kids, and a Brita so I could have clean water to drink.
My name is Jason. I am in 6th grade. And three things I would bring is food supply, a house, and a cell phone.
My name is Jennifer. I am in 7th grade, and I would bring a shelter, unlimited matchsticks, and clothes.
All right. And I am Leonard. I'm your school counselor, and I would want to bring with me a ship and a ship captain and fuel for this ship. All right. Okay. Because this is a social group, the purpose of this is to make sure that we have the social skills that are necessary for us to be successful, both in the classroom and also with everybody else at school. All right. So we're gonna have a little activity, and after this activity, then hopefully you guys can talk about what you think and with each other, and also help each other kind of work through, figure out ideas on how you guys can, feel more comfortable and more capable of, being socially like positive in class and also outside of class. Okay? All right. So you see in front of you guys, there is a little metronome. Okay. Every time you feel like this is true of you, then I want you guys to reach out and touch and just hold on to the metronome, and then look to see who else is also doing that. Right. Okay. So first thing, I currently or I have owned a pet. Okay. All right. Next is I play a sport or I used to play a sport. I play an instrument or I sing. Okay. I am the youngest child in the family. Okay. How about I am the eldest child in the family? Okay. I have traveled to another state. I have traveled to another country. Alright, so let's pause there for a moment. Have you noticed that the few questions that I asked, you guys noticed that there are some differences between you guys, but also some similarities, right? Okay. Alright, now I'm gonna go ahead and ask another set of questions, okay? And with these ones, once again, pay attention to the similarities and differences. Okay. At some point in my life, I have felt like I was bullied or picked on. Okay. At some point in my life, I have seen someone that I know get bullied or picked on. Alright. At some point in my life, I have been the person to bully or pick on someone. At some point in my life, I have felt bad about the way I look. At some point in my life, I have felt like I was not smart enough. And at some point in my life, I have felt lonely. Okay. Now, how about this? I feel like everyone here can understand a little bit of what I've been through. Okay. I feel safe in this group. Okay. All right. So that is actually a good thing for me to know, because what I'd like us to do now is talk about reasons why maybe we do not feel safe in this group.
I don't know these people.
Okay.
I might get bullied again.
You might get bullied.
Yeah. I don't know them.
So initially, because this is only our first session, this is kind of like an understanding. Would you say then that you kind of know them a little bit more based on the activity that we have done? Like, how many of you guys would say thumbs up for yes? Right. Okay. Then the next thing I would like us to do is, now we should probably come up with some ideas on how we should come to get to know each other better. We do have 6 more sessions. All right, we signed up for 6 sessions. What are some things you guys think we can do to actually get to know each other better?
We could hang out.
Okay.
Have lunch.
Okay. What exactly do you guys have in mind? In terms of lunch or hanging out? Like, do you guys have an activity or a time you guys think would be good for this?
Maybe we could hang out after school.
Okay. How many of you guys would be able to hang out after school? How about during lunchtime? So that is a possibility. Would you guys need me to arrange it? Okay. Let's also maybe write down some of our interests. So take a moment and actually write down some of the favorite things you guys like to do on your free time, and we'll see if we can come up with something there. We'll start with you. So, what are
Some interests: watch movies, play board games, or go to Disneyland.
okay? Next.
For me, I like to watch movies, I like going to theme parks, and I like to go to concerts.
I like to go biking. I like to walk my dog, and doing crafts.
I like to watch movies, go shopping, and hang out with my friends.
I like to play games, I like to run, and I like to read.
I like music. I like to do active things like sports, and I like video games and board games. Okay, so based on that, did you notice at least one other person that you feel like you share a similar activity with? Yeah. Okay. And also from our past activity, when you guys were supposed to put your hands on the metronome, did you notice that you guys had some things in common too, in terms of like the struggles you guys had in the past? Yeah. Okay. So I feel like that is actually a step forward. You know, even just with among us here, even though this is our first time meeting, you're already beginning to see that this world is pretty small, and you guys are actually able to um, possibly share some common interests. So I'll take that into account. I'll see if I can set up, clear out a lunchroom for us, and maybe we can actually spend time meeting together. Okay. Um, Before we move on to our next activity or thing to do, is there anything else, any other ideas you want to throw out now that you guys know this about each other, about hanging out or anything? Anything is fine. Okay. Um, okay. Let's actually go around and we'll do feelings. Let's go around first about how you felt when you first came into this group, like when we first started. Okay. We'll go at the end of the table and we'll come back.
One feeling?
Yeah, one feeling that you had when you were sitting and waiting for me to start this group.
I felt nervous.
Nervous. Okay.
Felt nervous too.
Okay.
Scared.
Scared.
A bit awkward.
Awkward. Okay.
Scared.
Scared. Okay. Would you say just by talking a little bit and doing these activities together, do you feel like that activity, you guys feel less scared and less nervous, or it's still the same?
It's a little better.
A little better. Okay. Would you say it's the same for all you guys? You can just nod if you think it's a little bit better. A little bit better. Okay. Okay, so most of you guys feel a little bit better. I think what we may have to do is we'll have to spend a little bit more time getting to know each other during these 6 weeks. Okay, which is fine. We do have 6 meetings, and I can also see about that if we can do other activities together as well to get to know each other. Okay. Before we close, all I need you guys to do is fill out the rest of this worksheet that you guys have in front of you guys. If you guys can, you'll notice that the one question is to write down how you think this first session went, and it also mentions some suggestions on what you guys can on how these meetings could actually be more helpful to you. Okay, and then I'll collect them when you're done, and then we will go ahead and close. Okay, good job, guys. Okay, so I will write you guys a pass, and then you guys can go back. All right, thank you very much, guys.